everybody, welcome back to Into the Wood podcast. We are back better than ever with Frankie, Jake and Jack, and we've had a few weeks off, but we're back and it's good to be back, right lads?
Of course, yeah. Well excited.
And we are now on YouTube and we're now filming the podcast instead, and it is phone quality right now, but we hope to be filming with a camera for in the next few weeks. But anyway, Premier League is back. First 6 weeks, what's been your overall thoughts?
Loved it. I mean, I've missed it, obviously, I think we all have. My club, Tottenham, decent start, undefeated, so yeah, no, I'm loving it. It's brilliant. I mean, having players like Haaland in the Premier League, you know, it's just beautiful to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, for a Palace side of things, again, it's not been. To be fair, I think we have got more points than I probably would have expected us to get.
Games,
We've had a tough run and we've still got another tough run. Our next 3 games are quite hard. But on overall, I've enjoyed a lot of the games. I've watched a lot of the games and I've enjoyed watching Palace play. So I've really enjoyed the start of the season, and obviously we'll get onto it later, but FBL has been brilliant as well.
Yeah, we've played, what is it, like after Man United, we'd have played 4 of the big 6 in the first 7 games.
Yes.
So that's very
no,
good.
it's still been entertaining, I think, to watch. I think, especially against. I mean, obviously, we talk about City. I think we weren't great there, but other than that, I think Liverpool game we were really entertained to watch that first half. In terms of,
a lot of people thought that you were robbed in that City game.
And obviously as well, Haaland showing himself and Jordan Ayew as well.
And Ederson, I don't get it. No one got that. So.
I think it was there's a rule basically. Like a player has to be 5 meters, I think, something like that, away from the ball, and it's got to be league time, which I think some people did argue, but. But no, it's been really entertaining football to watch. Obviously, the Arsenal game, I think we pretty much battered them for probably 60 minutes. But obviously, but look, I've been pleased with Palace's performance. I think overall the Premier League's been back better than ever, in my opinion. I think Haaland banging in goals.
I think my only worry with that is that because Liverpool haven't been very good, and Haaland's City just going to run away. But they're on the same points as Tottenham, they're below Arsenal right now. So
Arsenal have looked good. Yes,
to be fair, Arsenal have played 5 and 6 bottom.
I'll say that they did lose to Man United, but I thought they played really good.
Then again, that is their first test, and I think they did fail it. Because I think the thing with Arsenal is no matter how good they set up tactically, I don't think they have any real leaders. I don't think they have the most experience. I don't think Arteta has the most experience. When they're not used to putting in that performance, being the better team, I think we can all agree.
Yeah,
definitely.
Having a goal disallowed, whatever, maybe it shouldn't have been.
It was quite harsh,
and then not like the best teams would bounce off that and go, "Come on, we'll get another one. We'll keep going, we'll keep going." And I think Arsenal, performance-wise, has been much better than Tottenham. But the reason why Tottenham lost is because we've got scrappy points and scrappy wins because we kept fighting. That's the Conte and Arteta comparison.
I think I agree with that, but also I think in terms of that, I think the quality in terms of your team, I think, is different. And maybe you also say, some Arsenal fans obviously will say Arsenal have done better, and the transfer window have done better overall over that squad. But I think in terms of individual brilliance, I think 100% Tottenham will win you games. 100%. Kane just beat to cut him once, win you the game. Kane could easily shoot him 25 yards.
We know what Kane is something.
Yeah, obviously. But I think even players like Romero, one Perisic, one cross, they have golden players.
Yeah.
But I think Arsenal, apart from Gabby and Jesus, and Martinelli as well, who's been absolutely excellent. And Odegaard as well.
You could all be the centre-back partnership.
And Odegaard. But other than that, I would not say that Arsenal have a game-winning moment.
No, I agree. And that's what they lack, that league.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I think that's why probably City as well. I think in the last few years, that's why City have gone out in terms of league.
But the thing is, though, with Arsenal, though, I mean, I don't want to just go off of results, which is something that I do quite a bit on my channel. But the thing is, right, you look at Arsenal's first few games before Man United, they played Palace, and Arsenal before that was smashing it in pre-season. What was it, like 20 goals in 5 or 6 games?
Chelsea.
It was just unbelievable. So against Palace, they were going to go into it with a lot of confidence. Then they played Leicester, who are bottom of the Premier League at this moment in time.
Start, but it was expected with the players.
They've played 2 newly promoted clubs, nearly losing to Fulham.
Yeah, true. I think they came closer to dropping points to Fulham than we did, despite the same score. I think against Fulham, I think what was it, a corner like in the last?
It was 2 minutes ago, and it was even lucky. I think was it Rodak in goal that day, or was it Leno? One of the two of them. Leno was in goal that day. And I think the only reason I think he missed it or a header missed it and it hit Saliba's head and Gabriel tapped it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100% I give it a sense in terms of it's been lucky goals I think Arsenal have got. But you know, let's not go too hard on the Arsenal standard because I think 5 out of 5 has been.
They get the most points.
And it's been excellent performances in my opinion. Although say maybe the teams they've played have been easy, but the way they've dispatched those teams, I think that we haven't seen a team like that in 10 years. I think in terms of an Arsenal team.
An Arsenal team. I was literally that's what I was going to say. I think there's no doubt the improvement from last year is visibly there.
Saliba as well. Saliba's been really good. I think that's what I was going to say though.
But although I've got for the Arsenal Palace game, I actually thought that he didn't have the best of games. I thought on the ball, and still now I can see it. He's hesitant. He's not a ball playing centre back that they want, but I think he'd grow into that. I think having Gabriel and Ben White at the minute next to him helps out massively.
No, I think that fluidity as well in their team they have. I think Ben White covering round as a third centre back as well is so crucial to the way they play.
And Zinchenko
inverting as well.
Really.
I think and also Xhaka will create on the left hand side. He'll have an overload as well. So overall, the way they set up will be definitely fluidity, and it will have a way they can move teams, and probably the way that they dispatched so far.
I think also going on back to the Man United game, I think they really did miss that party in midfield.
They did. No, Sammy Lokonga, I think Sammy Lokonga undoubtedly is not. I don't think he's good enough at all. I think he needs maybe a year to go on loan. I think it has to be the right move though. It can't be Blackburn come in for the Championship and go, he's our best player.
He's got to
go. He's got to go to a team like Fulham, a team like Eden Palace. He's got to go to a team. He's going to play, but not only that, he's going to roll in the Premier League. And he's going to get experience. I think because right now, I think he doesn't do what Partey does, obviously for obvious reasons. But I think as well the strength that Partey's in that Samuel Conte I never see.
I think Partey's
he gets overrun.
Injured, isn't he?
And he
just got called up to the national team.
Oh wow. So quickly, before we move on to the next topic, what has been your favourite match of the season so far?
Great question.
I'm probably going to go with the Newcastle Man City 3-3. I just thought from start to finish, it was so entertaining. Obviously, I see in the next 5-10 years, there's going to be that new rivalry, the two money ball clubs, oil money going at each other.
If Newcastle can get there.
And I tell you what, Newcastle impressed me. You know, going 3-1 up, Trippier's free kick was absolutely superb. But then the quality of Man City comes to the end to bring it back.
It was Newcastle's ground, I believe, and I think the one thing that Newcastle,
the atmosphere there was
the one thing they'll always have over City for me, and I don't think the City's fan base is as bad as people say of the atmosphere, but I do think that the Newcastle, where it's the stadium, Foster was talking about it on his podcast as well. Like, just going there is like a different thing. Everyone says that it's amazing. And to be fair, when Arsenal played them towards the end of last year, and it's what got us top 4 in the end, they lost, do you remember? Newcastle outplayed them, and I don't think it was because of individual players. It was because the fans were hostile atmosphere.
We're talking about Arsenal leaders. The Arsenal leaders, they don't have leaders in their dressing room, and again they crumbled.
Exactly.
But I agree. I think Newcastle 100%. But I think they've drawn 4 in a row now.
Yeah,
they haven't.
I think it's a bit worrying for them. But I think you've drawn. They've played drawn 4, and including that they've gone away to Molineux. They've gone away to Molineux, away to Arsenal.
Got unlucky against
home team. And they battered Palace as well.
Yeah, I don't
they should have won that game massively.
Yeah.
And we'll get on to the reason why they should have won that game in a little while because of the Mitchell 1 goal VAR. But what was your favourite match then?
Can't go wrong with a Man United battering, can you? Can't go wrong with it. 4-0, yeah, Brentford. Ivan Toney, I mean, I said to Frankie earlier, I think apart from Kane, I think he is the most all-round striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, it showed him his hat-trick the other day. He's so versatile. Palace, he dropped 30 yards, got the ball, he got a player and pinged the ball off the other side of the pitch. And it was straight to Rico Henry's feet, and I was like, what? How is this guy?
Would you bring him to the World Cup squad?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think we have a backup
striker. I've always thought that was our issue, and not to sound dodgy, but I thought Mason Greenwood was going to be that guy to come through. Obviously, that's looking very unlikely at the moment. So I think Ivan Toney, the form that he's in, and he had, I don't know. Obviously, he done really well in the Championship, a record that I think Mitrovic just broke. But he's come to the Premier in this second season. He's been phenomenal, to be honest.
Even with the Championship, he was terrible.
That's what I'm saying. He was really, really good.
I mean, talk about Mitro, how I'm not going to say overrated, but like how fairly rated Mitro's was. And
he called it.
And how in terms of the Championship.
Do you remember our podcast, the podcast we had before, where I said he'd get more than 10, and you said he wouldn't?
I think we all said he wouldn't.
I said he would.
I said he would.
As I said, but with Fulham, I think Mitro, got the 40 goal, and I think that's a bit I think he's overshadowed the fact that Ivan Toney got 33 the year before. And I think Ivan Toney was actually outstanding this season, and he pretty much carried Brentford to promotion as well.
What about you two? I think I know Frank.
I'll definitely go. I mean, it's biased, but I think we can all agree it's
that was a great game.
Tottenham Chelsea, not only because of the controversy. I think Battle of the Bridge is an iconic game. A lot of ex-Tottenham players have said that is more hostile than Tottenham Arsenal as a derby, as a rivalry. And I think the thing with it was, obviously, it's Conte going back to this history. There was literally scraps between Conte and Tuchel, the handshake at the end. I mean, as much as
the controversy with VAR
as a fan, that's what you want to see. You want to see players and managers so passionate that they will literally fight out for their team. And you saw, dirty challenges, decisions that were argued for and against. And it doesn't get any better than a last second.
That game was the closest game it's come to the Battle of Bridge since. I think that game.
Literally same result as well.
No, but I think I agree with Frank in terms of the VAR. I think, but it's been overall the passion. I think I was speaking to a few of you on like a group chat and stuff, and we were saying like before the game, why are they hugging? They're hugging, they're shaking hands. You're about to go to battle.
Yeah, I agree with it. But
to be fair,
it was like Lloris and
I think it was Kante. But to be fair, when they actually got on the pitch, the passion of their club was so clear. I mean, the fans as well. The fans will brew it. I mean, the fans will one good tackle, one big tackle going in, maybe a high tackle, but they'll still win the ball. That will get the fans going. That will get the pumping, the energy pumping. That will completely change the game in terms of the energy as well that's put in by the players. And overall, I think that was close to come to the Battle of the Bridge.
And obviously, speaking of Chelsea, we've heard today that Chelsea have sacked Thomas Tuchel. First question I should ask about it is, did he deserve the sack?
I think, as a Tottenham fan, as a non-Chelsea fan, I'm happy. Because I think that they should not have sacked him. I think it says a lot about them. I know Abramovich was known for sacking people early, but these American owners, they've come in, they've had a few bad results. Fair play, and I think Chelsea are in a bit of a state. I know Roy Jennings on YouTube was saying he wants him to be sacked. And maybe if you're a Chelsea fan, you know a bit more than me, fair enough.
I think the Chelsea fans in our school are quite vocal that he shouldn't have.
Exactly. I think we're talking about a man who's one of the best, not even in the Premier in the world. So he's won a Champions League first season. He had half a season with that Chelsea team. He did it, and tactically we know he's clever. He's getting the investment. You've got to give him time.
And also, I think you look at the players he's brought in, the injuries they've got, especially
if he got knocked out the Champions League, I'd see it. He's lost one group game.
But I think the thing with him, they brought in how many 6 or 7 players? They
spent big money.
They need to gel, and also injury crisis in that midfield. Not having N'Golo Kante, not having Kovacic, I believe, is also out. So missing them two in that midfield. And Gallagher, although I loved him at Palace, he hasn't done the best. Also got a red card in 25 minutes. Come home, Connor. But anyway,
what I would say as well, though, I'd ask you this. Do you think, other than maybe Pochettino, which isn't looking likely, there's a better manager out there?
I think
that they can get. Because I think for me, you don't sack. Do you think he's better than Tuchel?
No, he's nowhere near better. But I think
as a business move, it's not the smartest move.
No, I think there's no really manager out there right now unless they go to a big club and they try and steal him off there.
True.
Chelsea right now, especially this early on the season, it could make or break their season. If they have a bad manager or Graham Potter doesn't do as well as many expect, then Chelsea could be in bad trouble. But I think if Graham Potter does do well, who knows, they could
Jack,
still get top 4.
You'd have a different opinion on this, but I think Graham Potter is actually a very good manager. I think he might be a bit overrated. My dad said this to me once and I can't unsee it. He doesn't look like a Premier League manager, he looks like a gardener. Now that for me, as much as it says nothing about his tactical ability, there's always something about that. That's like the way you conduct yourself. Do I think he'd be like at a big 6 club and that kind of Conte or Mourinho manager? No, not quite.
No.
I think that maybe tactically he could do it. It wouldn't shock me if he succeeded, but for me, I would never sack Tuchel for him. Never.
I think Tuchel. I think if you actually look at the players he's developed, Reece James has become probably one of the best players in the world, in my opinion. How good he is defensively is a joke.
And his crossing.
He's developed. He's developed. Rudiger became so good. Thiago Silva's got. He's got Thiago Silva. 37. He's really big.
Some of the signings he's brought in over his time have been brilliant.
Yeah, and even you've got to look at, I think obviously he had no power over Rudiger going, Christensen going.
Yeah.
He had absolutely no power over that. So he's now got to go. I've got to go get centre backs. They ain't going to fit straight away. And his back three is complicated as well as Chelsea's. The roles that he gets players to play.
Yeah.
Like he'll get if Rudiger was still in there, Rudiger goes really wide, he goes really high, and he'll go and press as soon as that ball gets lost in midfield or gets pressed wide down his side, he will go and attack that ball. And I think you're going to have to require a different skill set to maybe players they've brought in, like Koulibaly. Koulibaly, in my opinion, is 2-star. I think he's Thiago Silva 2.0.
I did rate him though.
Yeah, I think he's a great player, but I think we said about him, actually he should sign for Chelsea. But overall, I think he's another Rolls Royce defender. He can't run.
He is.
So I think that's obviously, I think you have to give him time, and I agree 100% he gives time.
Yeah.
But as I think you were saying with Graham Potter, I look, I don't think it's even Palace bias. I think maybe people are, I think, first of all, I'd like to say he's a great manager. What way he's a bright player. Even the team, he's built a team now that is an outstanding team. I'm not gonna, even as a Palace fan, it hurts me to say.
He's lost his two best players.
He's built a team. The signings they got, and I know maybe it's not just him, but over the scouting market, Casado for what, 8 million? They picked him off. They picked him off what, like Ecuadorian desert, and they started getting playing as a box-to-box midfielder in Wepu, the Zambian islands, and they picked him off there. It's players like that. They're picking random players and they're getting the best.
He's also getting players that are already there playing as well. You see this
Trossard, was a left winger, couldn't shoot, and now he's playing as a left and right wing back, bombing up and forward down the wings. It's the way he's got them playing is outstanding. But would I think, and he plays the same system as I think Chelsea would want maybe to play, that the players have learned the last few seasons. But would I think he'd succeed? I think as well, number one, you talk about the look of a top six manager. He doesn't, number one, he doesn't fill me with the confidence. I think we talk about English managers, why do they never win titles? It's because no big club wants to have John Villa rather than Antonio Conte, a nice, good sounding name, a big name, rather than an English manager that's doing well. I mean, no one wants that. As well, in terms of merchandise, branding, no company is going to call you up and go, can I get Big Jono for a 5 o'clock shoot? No one's going to do that. So I think, number one, you've got to think of a business side of it as well. But I think overall, the football side he's playing, I think it's very good.
Can I ask you a question though? But Brighton, if you look at their fixtures, haven't been tested.
This is what we discussed. And I think Frankie,
yet.
that's why he said he disagreed,
do you think Potter hasn't really been tested yet?
Yeah.
At the big stage.
So will he won't have that experience. He won't know how to hold out a game against a Man City.
I think even balance the way Champions League and Carabao Cup and the FA Cup demands in terms of the way how many players to play. Or I've got to play him in midfield because the next game I've got this guy to play, and he's not going to be fit if I play him again this game. So I think as well it's about balancing those competitions. He's been at Brighton before. I mean, and that really, I think they had one FA Cup run in 5 years.
And also you got to think about he's at Brighton. Now Brighton aren't a big they're not top.
It's the pressure as well.
The pressure of everyone eyes are going to be on him. How well can he do?
If he just went at Brighton,
Chelsea are arguably, I know you're going to disagree with this, the biggest team in London, or the best team in London right now. Okay, can he hack that pressure?
You know what I think is huge with the pressure. I think something that's underrated is if you're a manager without that experience at the big stage, Tuchel, the reason why he didn't succeed at PSG and the reason why he fell out with the players is because he said there were so many world-class players. Not only are you managing them, you're managing their wives, you're managing their mums, their dads, where they're living, and it's a case of Graham Potter will go there thinking, I've got this little tactical setup,
and
and he's like, oh, you lot don't speak English, oh right, so do this. And then he's like, how's he gonna handle the pressure of if he's losing, how's he going to get into the best out of? Let's say that their star man is there and he's like, I want you to do better, and then they have a falling out because he's like, shut up. He hasn't had that Brighton as far as we know. So, and I think also as well with the Tuchel sacking, what doesn't make sense the most to me is they backed him. They've just given him a Bamiyang. Literally, what is it? A week or two ago. That is the biggest Tuchel signing ever. And now they're like, you lost a couple of games, you're gone. And now what they're going to do with Bamiyang? Is he going to sign a new manager?
I mean, to sort of round this conversation about Tuchel up, I'm going to give my little opinion. Look, he's won them the Champions League. He's won them the Super Cup, Club World Cup. Got to what, 3 FA Cup finals in a row? Can you think of a Premier League club that's done that? 3 FA Cup finals in a row? Apart from maybe
City have
Arsenal.
done 4.
Man City have done 4.
Carabao Cup. So.
Yeah, well, Carabao Cup final last year.
They beat us in the Carabao Cup.
Like, and
beat Palace in the semi-final.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
And after I'd say 3 not so great results: Leeds, Southampton, and Zagreb last night. They get rid of him.
I don't think it can be that. I think people looking at it from the surface front, I think there's a lot that I think we're
There's
looking
a lot
at
more
the tip
going
of
on
the
behind the
iceberg.
scenes.
Talk about Scott Parker.
Yeah.
There's no way. They lost 5 when he was in charge the first season. 5-2 they lost to West Brom, and then they also 5-2 to West Brom, and they were he was under no pressure. The board went, yeah, that's fine, and that's Roman Abramovich for God's sakes.
Yeah.
They've lost games last season. I can't think of any of this from my head, but I remember them
Brentford.
losing. Brentford 4-1. They lost 4-1 to Brentford. They've lost games, and it's been like they shouldn't be losing that game to that amount as well. I think he must have.
Do you think he wanted more players?
I think he even wanted more players, or he's gone to the board and gone, what are you doing? Or he's
Bit
he
like
says
Scott
something.
Parker sort
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
Yeah,
he's
he's
gone
kicked
to them
off.
and he's gone, this isn't good enough. Why are you pushing for Fofana? I know
And
maybe he
they,
did.
could they?
Because again, Fofana kept flying to America to meet him. So maybe Fofana was Ted Bowley's choice and not
I think you could argue Tuchel. Obviously, he's such a big name. He bringing in a player, a manager like Potter. He won't demand as much as Tuchel wants.
Exactly.
So it's a smart.
You know what? It gives me
for me-
vibes of us getting Nuno after saying.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
but I think to link what both of you, what Frankie and Jacob said, I think in terms of the big names and how as well is he going to cope.
Yeah.
I think he's not going to walk into the dressing room, number one, and demand respect of these big names. I mean, like, let's think about it.
Thiago Silva.
Big names. Thiago Silva's won pretty much everything.
He's not going to bow down straight away to
I know he's got a Graham Potter, a guy that was managed at Northland 5 years ago.
And also,
and he can't
sorry,
do
another
that.
thing with Tuchel, I remember seeing a video or pre-season, they're in America, and you see how he interacts with the players. He's playing table tennis with them. He's really getting them team bonding.
Yeah.
For me, Potter doesn't seem like that man.
No.
He doesn't seem like as a man manager. He doesn't seem like a man manager.
So, obviously, Premier League game week 6 has just happened, and the main talking point has been VAR.
Indeed.
Because of its
Palace.
because of the incompetence of the people using it, in my opinion.
Yep.
So to stay on Chelsea, the goal for West Ham.
Can I quickly just ask, which one do you think was worse, the Chelsea West Ham one or the Palace Newcastle one?
Which one do I
They're
think
both
was
as bad as each
worse?
other.
Do you think which one's worse?
They're both as
I
bad as
think
each
West
other.
Ham one just because it's United player.
Yeah, fair.
And it was blatantly not a foul.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
blatantly.
Palace and
It was you know what though? What I would say is I think I can see the argument for the West Ham one more than the Newcastle one.
Same.
Because now I am very much they got it wrong. But Simon Jordan was talking on TalkSport, like we said, and as much as I don't agree with him, what he says wasn't logically wrong in terms of what is that dangerous play having the subs up going in at someone? Maybe. When you look at it in real time, it's clearly not like he's gone to tap Mendy. Mendy's jumped at him, if anything.
Yeah.
He's fouled the West Ham player, if anything.
Yeah.
But you can see the argument, as much as I think it was a stupid VAR decision. But
I've seen people with the argument of saying, could Bowen have stepped over the keeper in time?
I think
in
real life
time,
game, there's no
exactly.
way. Because if you look at, he's trying to score. He's not thinking about, am I going to hurt him? He's trying to score. Then he's realised, okay, Mendy's got it. I've got to try and jump over him. There's no way.
There's no way.
I find that argument hilarious about, well, could he have moved his foot away? Because if that's on the edge of the box, right outside the left corner, and he comes out and gets the ball and Bowen hits him, the referee's going to go, oh, maybe a foul, but nothing else is going to be said of it. But obviously, because it's led to a goal and it's the 90th minute and it's been slowed down, I think the major thing is because it's been slowed down as well. I think everyone's going, oh, actually, that could be dangerous play.
Yeah.
When I don't think it is. I think it's very harsh to say when he hit him.
Also, Mendy overreacted so
Oh,
much.
Mendy,
It was so
have you
funny.
seen that drone shot? He's like, oh.
Yes.
Didn't he have like hit his head first and then he was down to the
It's
arm?
been shot. It's like it's been
so
shot.
stupid.
But going on to the Newcastle Palace one,
We got away with one.
It's the most blatant foul I've ever seen in my life. Mitchell
Probably the other way.
doesn't even attempt to get the ball, he just pushes it.
But I can't believe all these people are saying like, yeah, but they didn't show the referee all these angles. Even the angles he did see, it was blatant.
Well, I think this is maybe a question for another day. Will the VAR that Champions League use?
I like
I was
that
gonna
system.
say
I like that
Now
system.
this VAR,
Yes,
I think it would be a much better development on the one we use. How is drawing lines, thick lines as well? You're probably going to cover some other area of your arm. how can a thick line determine if they're offside?
The thing is,
When rather than intense gameplay that's going to actually show up in terms of 3D renderings as well.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
going to
that,
actually
yeah.
show up.
Yeah,
if they're
it's
offside.
a much better system with the offsides, and I think, to be honest, if it was my personal choice now, after seeing what it's like pre and post VAR, I think VAR should only be used for offsides. And I think even then they're being a bit too harsh. I think with offsides, I like the Champions League one, I'd use that. And then with everything else, it's, for me, what I don't get is VAR's here so that it's, robotics, we're not getting anything wrong.
Exactly.
But how is it that we're still getting this much wrong? Because it's still an opinion.
Yeah,
We've got
and
a
that's what I
man
was
standing
gonna
right in
say,
front of it and a man up there watching it on the screen. They've got the
Robotic,
same goal.
that's what I mean. They're going, because that's what I mean. It's not one referee doing every single game going, do you know, this is, right, show me that one, show me that one. It's a number of referees sitting around this big table watching these games. So they're all going to have a different opinion. One of them might go, Bowen, he's clattered Mendy, that's a foul.
Exactly.
Another three might go, actually, no, that's not a foul, what can he do?
Yeah.
It's a very debatable thing, it's a questionable thing.
Yeah, but it ruins the game. Like when you're a fan in the crowd.
It does,
Like when Palace.
The fact that me and Jack can't even see.
Look
Yeah.
at Palace, for example. If you go and watch my YouTube, Palace Brentford, Vista scores an equaliser.
And then you're going, it's that.
I'm going on my video, we've bottled it, and then all of a sudden I see that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, hello, we might have something disallowed it, and then no.
But I mean, it's even the fact of, I think, in some, other continent in terms of their leagues, and I know as well, in, rugby and stuff, obviously they have the video system referee as well, they actually have the earpieces connected to not to the stadium, but it's to the commentary, so you can listen to what they're saying, how they're thinking, how they're seeing it. Yeah, and I think it's the same sort of thing. I think even the same sort of thing about timekeeping as well. I think timekeeping has to improve massively.
Like you're saying, mate, Tottenham, when we went 3-1 up against Fulham, and obviously I thought we battered in that game, they got one back, there was 5 minutes left, nervous. It was Richarlison, it was man of the match. when Richarlison scored that, me and all Tottenham fans, obviously it's a home game, everyone's going crazy. Conte, there's a video release with him on the sidelines going crazy, and then they look at it and they're like, yeah, that's disallowed, and then everyone's down. And you know what I think ruins the game about it is that creates a shift, because if that happens, the players on Fulham's side are like, I thought we would have done it out, but now we've got a chance. And the Tottenham players are like, no, I thought we'd done it. So the Tottenham players, their adrenaline's going, brrr. The Fulham players, we've got a chance. So I think even that alone, the change of a reaction.
I mean, it shows it, doesn't it? I mean, it shows evidently from even a penalty save. They're 1-0 down and a penalty save. It's the same sort of thing.
That Brighton went.
It's the same sort of thing. It's the same sort of thing that they will keep, and the adrenaline will keep going, and eventually one team will go we're back in it, get in, and they'll have the energy as well to keep going. And I think mental is a lot of it in football. If you're Sat there, if you're like Emerson, we talk about Emerson a lot. If he's gone,
so bad.
Yes, right, I've got an assist for that goal, and then he's gone, and then
Emerson
this
getting an assist.
I know, I feel
realistic
like right. But okay, let's say Perisic gets an assist.
Brilliant.
Let's say Perisic gets an assist, and they go yes, and Perisic suddenly realises, no, it's been disallowed, that's my assist gone. And Perisic might 2 minutes later go, what's the point then? And the ball goes ding ding ding, bang, in behind Perisic, crosses it, go.
True, laps of concentration.
Yeah, and it's the same sort of thing. If the adrenaline goes down, lots and laps of concentration. But maybe that's what the Premier League want to see because of obviously the Premier League goals.
There's one more incident that I want to talk about with the VAR before we move on. Is the McAllister goal for Brighton?
What a goal by
that was a brilliant goal.
Right.
Now it gets disallowed because who had done the bicycle kick? Was it Mwepu?
I actually haven't seen it.
I think was it Welbeck?
Yeah.
Right, Welbeck is all right. He's offside. Does he interfere with play? Does it stop the Leicester player heading it away?
Was he in?
But the problem with the rules.
Was it in line with the
problem is the problem is with that is the rule is that if they have slight interference that could stop it. So even if he
didn't.
Yeah, but he completely missed the ball, but he could have. That's the problem. He could have had that.
So he was offside, he missed the ball.
Yeah,
this is what gets him in VAR.
Yeah, it's his
so Tottenham
if the ball goes down the line and then and Richarlison decides to run it and he's offside, but then say Kane goes to the same ball and Kane's not offside, even if Kane gets the ball, Richarlison will be offside.
That's exactly what happened. So we had a cross in from Son. The cross went in, but obviously it was aimed at Harry Kane. Harry Kane tried to do a diving header, it's missed him and gone in. That was disallowed because Harry Kane's gone for the diving header. So if the goalkeeper thinks that Kane's going to header it, that's an interference.
Yeah, it's interfering play.
So I think, I haven't seen it like I say, but it sounds like that might be. And Tottenham Chelsea, I don't think, but either Tottenham.
Either goal.
So here's the thing: if the West Ham wasn't dangerous play, how is the Kukurea
put in the hair,
not dangerous play? That is an outrage. But I was happy.
It's the consistency though. We're talking about the consistency in the game and between the refs. There's no.
It's outrageous.
And
It's embarrassing. The best league in the world.
Obviously, the McAllister one wasn't as big because obviously Brighton went on to win the game comfortably.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
they were
true.
already
it wasn't as
Talk
big.
about McAllister. I mean, maybe one or two of us might have him in our FBL
I'm betting
teams.
him in this week.
Not
I've
mine,
also
but
got him in my
whatever.
FBL team, but as you know, we all started an FBL league.
We have for
and
the podcast.
should we talk about it right now? Jack is storming it.
I
Right
am
now.
having a
Don't want to
roster
speak
this
about
year.
fantasy.
I'm last by a country mile.
Yeah.
But Mason had the best game week this
But
week.
I had the best game week for 6.
We all got under
I am
40.
mega fuming. Yeah, no, I got 42.
Oh, fair enough. 42. Me and Jake got for
I got
3.
33.
Talking about
32.
talking about the Brighton game, funnily enough. Sanchez got a 1 pointer and Danny Watt got 2 and Brighton won 5-2.
Yeah.
So-
I'm not sure where they got that
Yeah,
from. And he hasn't been booked already.
Jack is nearly on 400 points.
So
Jack had a
yeah.
really good
I'm 4 points off.
Jack's storming it.
Going from bottom to top,
I
so
was
fourth
60,000.
is me with 259 points.
He's actually chasing me.
Then a massive gap between me and third place, which is Frankie.
15, massive.
335 points. Then a 12-point gap for second, Jake with 347 points. And then with a good lead is Jack with 395. Now,
It's not too much.
I've wildcarded this week.
Is it? I'm going to wildcard in a couple of weeks. I think Jack's doing the same.
I see. I've done that. Then Jack, I think it was in the group chat, made a very fair point. I was like, oh.
the thing is, right? This might seem really stupid, but I'm new to the
You triple
FPL.
captain first.
So I've triple captained first week
Harry
because
Kane.
I've triple captained Harry Kane against Southampton. They win 4-1 and he doesn't.
No
have any
goals or
involvement.
assists. To be fair, very unlucky.
And with Haaland, I think obviously he got the hat trick against Palace.
I didn't
And
have
I-
a start.
And
captained him.
I try to be smart, being he won't play or he won't do well against the Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
He gets hat trick in 35.
Yeah,
I've captained Salah every week.
I've just gone Haaland till I die. I've
Yeah,
just
I've
gone
captained
Haaland. Let's.
It's
Crazy.
worked, so.
I've got Haaland in for
I'm-
literally this
But
week.
also,
I was like 60,000.
Can I say something which is quite funny?
I was fuming.
our last podcast we done, we all shared our teams apart from you, Mason, and the difference from
Yeah, no,
them.
we literally
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Jake.
yeah.
Jake didn't go for Mount, which
I
would have
did
been
not go
horrible.
to Mount,
Hilarious,
but he
though.
did get more points than Coutinho. So Finn, I want my money, please. But
Brilliant.
But,
To be fair, yeah.
The one thing that really frustrated me was game week 3. I substitute Koulibaly for the injured Diego Carlos, and not only does he concede 3 goals, he also gets a red card. So thank you, Calibou. You're not going in my team ever
Brilliant.
again.
Oh,
We've
brilliant.
all done.
I think I've done pretty well. I mean, I think if I said this to my dad, he's having I mean, he might be listening, but he's had a rotter. I've basically done it for him. I think the second or third week, I've gone. I think the Villa game, I've gone Zaha, mate. He will not start. He will never start. He's injured. Don't start him. Oh, we're going to score the Brentford game. Oh no, actually, the Brentford game. Sorry, I've gone. He's injured. He won't start again. Oh, he's going to score. This week as well, we had Nick Pope and Chilwell both on the bench. 22.4
Surely it's
on
more
the
than
Jake,
bench.
I think you had Bailey for the start, the 2 times you benched him.
no, lads, you don't understand. I was on the Bailey hype train.
I got off the Bailey train,
I
nice and
literally,
early.
I convinced.
I never had him in my team.
I convinced 3 people that Bailey is the man.
He isn't.
Jamaican star boy out of nowhere does absolutely awful. The 2 weeks I bench him, he gets goal involvements. Oh, I'm frustrated.
I mean, look, I was talking about this. Well, Mendy, I had Mendy in. What was I thinking? He's got 1 clean sheet in 6 games.
I think all of us
Yeah.
are also
To be
that
fair, I
Neto.
think
Yeah,
that's
we're on the
right.
Mendy
Yeah,
train.
Neto, I had the biggest role.
Neto. I actually, funnily enough, I forgot this. I actually, funnily enough, had Martinez first week.
Is it?
Sandro Martinez.
I've
yeah.
had Allison in my team for the whole thing, and he's got how many?
Oh, that's so unlucky.
2 clean sheets.
I
Because Liverpool had that
Rob
horrible
Sanchez has been
statistic.
bloody fantastic.
I had
Sanchez,
Wolves
mate,
for the
off.
first 4
I've
game
went
weeks,
now.
and I was just like,
I've got
As
81.
much-
Game week 4, I got 81.
As much as
I
I
got
have had a
74.
roster so far
And
on
then
the
81 in
fantasy,
game week 5.
Champions League back this week
Yes.
is our final topic. So
I'm second right now.
fantasy football will quickly brush over it.
Yeah.
I think we've all done a team, have we? Or most of us done a team for the.
I
UCL
haven't
fantasy.
done
I have not got
I think the Fantasy Premier League one is so much better, and we're going to
Yeah.
be keeping track of that on the podcast, not the
Yeah.
Premier League one.
So
But
let's just
Me and Frankie have done one.
so
Yeah,
let's
we
just
Mm.
let's do a quick Champions League reaction from yesterday's games.
yeah, Tuesday night.
Let's start with The Chelsea game.
Yeah.
I think we've covered it. We've covered most of it.
Well, they were the better team. I didn't watch it, but I've heard they were the better team before they conceded.
They dominated.
And then after that, they just sat down, which is pretty poor.
I think they I've talked about this, but I think they lacked the creativity. We talked about midfield options. They seemed to move it too slowly, in my opinion. They moved.
Maybe, yeah.
They went touch. Okay, what do we do with it?
Yeah,
and then they went back.
They went.
And then I think the key to breaking teams down in terms of a low block team is getting run behind. That's why Man United for years really struggled, is because every single player pretty much they bought went to defeat.
I don't get why their wing backs don't do what the Tottenham wing backs do. When
exactly.
you've got like Perisic, where they're playing like strikers
or even you can have a third man like Lampard. Mount was under Lampard for 2 years and I don't think I've ever seen him make a third man run.
Yeah,
Lampard was the king of that.
Yeah, true. Well, Dele Alli didn't do Everton much either, to be fair. So it's a weird one.
So I mean, looking at the other fixtures we've got.
City. The machine again.
Dortmund got a convincing win.
Good.
Dortmund got a convincing win. Benfica won unexpectedly. Celtic, Real Madrid. Any thoughts?
And
on
you know
that one?
what? Celtic
apparently they've done well.
First 50 minutes, they so good.
I watched the first half, and Celtic. I think they hit the bar. And they looked
good.
And obviously, when they beat Barcelona, it kind of gave me like the vibes of that.
Yeah.
And then obviously it was like, in the end, Man City. Conte said this in an interview yesterday, which I thought was spot on. Man City, because they've kept, although they're old, those experienced players who have won 75 times, they're not going to be phased by some Celtic crowd. They're going to be, oh my God, Hazard's goal, I think it was. You need to watch
that.
It's about 20 passes. They keep the ball, over the top, Vinny, across the goal. It was like the most beautiful goal. And it's just that team, and Ancelotti, what a manager. And I just think, I feel for Celtic. But I think Real Madrid, they'll always get to at least quarter semi-final.
Yeah,
well,
and it's
the game I watched from start to finish was the PSG Juventus game. PSG, can I just say, they're so good to watch.
You know what, right? There's not a single bad player. Verratti and Messi and it's stunning.
Honestly, the controversy with Mbappe recently, but he's really done well.
Yeah, but Mbappe versus Haaland, I think, is a big debate, and I think recently Haaland's gone to a bigger league, and he's proven himself. My biggest thing with Haaland, the reason why I always preferred Mbappe is he was like the golden boy at a World Cup. Arguably, he was the best player when his country won a World Cup, and he got the final goal. For me, Haaland hadn't improved anything near that. To go to the toughest league, I think he is in a great team, but he's been phenomenal. You can't discredit him, and he's been an absolute beast. And I think he's like Ballon d'Or potential right now. Him, Mbappe, Neymar. I think the World Cup could shift it. I think them three are the contenders.
I think you talk about Haaland and his wrong.
Nah, for this one, I mean like the next one. I think Benzema will win this one.
Right.
The one coming up, Benzema. Next year, I think
he'll be one of them two. Yeah, I was going to say this about Haaland. I think it's very almost harsh, in my opinion, to say, oh, well, he's playing a good team.
Maybe, yeah.
I think he creates goals. If you look at what he does, his
yeah.
movement. The Newcastle game, he was absolutely outstanding. Got a goal, created the other two. First goal, ball goes in, he makes one diagonal, 2 Newcastle defenders going with him. Literally, same pattern goes, bing, out wide, ball goes back in, he makes the same run, and this time it's Trippier versus, I think it was Foden, but Gundogan. Gundogan gets in goal. Literally, the third goal, they come back, they're 3-2 down. He makes one movement, 2 Newcastle defenders go, oh, got to track him. Literally, Bernardo goes, bang, runs in behind him, goal. He creates goals.
He's
constant.
The one thing they were missing.
It's constant movement, and that's all he'll do. And you can talk about 15 touches a game. He will create goals, and he won't just score them.
He's such a threat because as a defence,
he's massive,
you're all going to be like, right, just make sure we stop Haaland and never play his own leash.
But I think, before we move on, I think the shock of the last night's got to be Shakhtar Donetsk.
Oh, so I
backed Werner and
I had a Fortnite team over that, and I had Nkunku ball last year in my teams, and I like Fortnite with my captain. And the thing is at home to Shakhtar, and a kid that scored begins with M. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to bother trying. Arsenal tried to get him on deadline day, I believe. He scored and he just looked like a beast. I only watched the highlights, but he looked so good. And I thought, to be fair, credit to Shakhtar, Galaxy had some really awful mistakes.
Mate, what is he doing? I think was it the first?
Yeah,
the first goal. What is he doing?
At the end of the day, I think the biggest shot was Chelsea, but that was embarrassing. I thought
I mean, the goals are conceded. I mean, the first one obviously Galaxy.
Leipzig didn't show really.
But like the fourth goal, it's like one pass. It's like one pass through, one dink. Touch. Oh, look at that! They've got 3 men queuing up, and they've got the ball 3 wide, and they pull it across.
That was yesterday's games. Tonight's
games. So we
Tottenham are back, baby. We're back in the Champions League. So Arsenal on. They're going to be playing on a Thursday night. Nice. We're back. we're topping our group, lads, and honestly, I haven't felt this
You did get the easiest group.
as a Tottenham fan.
I think it's a bit.
We've got a Conference League group, but I'm not going to use that as like I'm gutted because I don't get to see the games.
Oh
I
no,
want
we
Tottenham.
don't get to get battered by Bayern.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I want to see us get as far as possible naturally and get as much money because we all know that the Champions League is not only about, for the fans and whatever, the amount of revenue and money. Winning the Europa League gets you less money than getting the round of the 16 Champions League.
Wow.
That's a fact. Winning the Europa League, that's outrageous. The amount of money globally that the Champions League brings in, it's almost like World Cup figures.
The sponsors, the sponsors are ridiculous.
We're talking about the best teams and the best managers, and I'm not to be biased, that's where Tottenham belong, because if bloody Shakhtar Donetsk belong in that competition, Tottenham do.
Well,
Yeah. And then we have Napoli, excuse me, against Liverpool.
I think
Napoli.
I think Napoli could win that.
I think that's a draw.
Napoli do well against Liverpool.
I mean, you've got Osimhen, obviously the big talent, but you've got to look at like the other players in that squad. I mean, you've got Krishevela.
They just signed Raspadori.
He's a Georgian left winger. He's electric. I mean, I watched the game the other night, Lazio Napoli. Krishevela, he scored the second goal. He won the game for them. He was outstanding. His energy he'll terrorise Trent now. He'll get a goal.
We could see a debut return to Italy for Arthur.
Arthur,
The midfielder.
What do you think of that signing quickly?
Panic buy.
I agree. I mean, it was the last second. We need a midfield. I heard their first choice was Shermany because that's what Klopp was hinting at in an interview. He was like, our first choice got
Well, I think they always wanted Bellingham, but I think they've said.
True. I don't think that was ever realistic. Though. I do think they were going to go all out for Shermany, but it never happened. I think the thing with Arthur, I think he's a good player. I think he's an alright fit for the system. Do I think it's exciting? Do I think it's a great...
No. And as soon as Thiago and all the big name players come back, he won't play.
It's like when Tottenham tried to get Dan James on loan on deadline day. It wouldn't have been a great buy. It would be, sugar, we need to replace Brian Hill.
That was it. But like, I think it was definitely a pack. It was... Right, we haven't got Thiago, we haven't got Ox. Oh God, we haven't got Kate. We haven't got Hendo. We haven't got. We've got to play Milner.
It reminds me of when
and it was the same thing. What they signed what? Kabak. I mean, who did they sign? So they signed, and it was the same sort of thing. Ben Davies, yeah. They signed. They did panic buy, but I think Liverpool don't sign players without doing research. They would have researched him for weeks and weeks, and they would have gone. This is the player that will fit our system. He's available. Let's get him. We need him anyway. And I think it was a desperate buy. And I think if obviously he's playing Juve and he's doing well, people I don't think will go desperate buy. But I think because I think he's not fitting to a system, and I think he has a lot of attitude problems as well. I think coaches. I think Pirlo failed because he tried to get old dogs to do new tricks. I think he got a lot of players, 30, 31-year-olds, trying to play this new part of the ball when they played 11 ball for the last 3 years, which is just a square.
Yeah, and then you've got Inter Milan against Bayern Munich.
Big game.
Game there.
Inter will want revenge after losing to AC on the weekend.
Then you've got...
I can see Bayern wiping the floor then, so I'll see
I think it'll be 3-4-0.
You've got Spanish against Portuguese team, Atletico Madrid against Porto, Ajax Rangers as well.
Decent. Ajax at home. I mean, to be fair, I rate Van Bronckhorst. I think his name.
Yeah.
I think he's on the top for them. I think Rangers actually look like a decent team in Europe.
We talk about the Newcastle crowd, Ibrox.
Yeah, I think the Ibrox, when they have, whether it's Liverpool, Napoli or Ajax, I think they could get points there. Away, I don't see happening, to be honest.
I can't remember what club exactly, but I know there was a club in the Champions League group a few years ago. I remember literally, I don't think they won an away game, but their home atmosphere was so good. I think they won 3 of the home games and went through.
Yeah.
Well, as you say, we're all excited for the Champions League and the Premier League this weekend.
Shall we just touch base on the Europa League before we end the episode?
We'll say what we think is going to happen. Arsenal aren't going to win it. They're rubbish. They're not in the Champions League. So
they're playing Zurich.
Probably lose that as well.
Switzerland.
And then Man United against Real Sociedad as well at Old Trafford. Big game. Hopefully someone gets injured for Palace on Sunday. Hopefully.
No, yeah. I think Man United now they look very good. I think if I was a Man United fan at the moment, I would be very pleased. Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag, number one, he's shown he's a good manager, but I think number two, he has not gone. I think some managers, especially in the Premier League, they will go blind in terms of they will go, I know this works, so we're going to keep playing until it works. And I think Ten Hag's tried, probably seen a few games pre-season, and he's gone, okay, well,
doesn't fit the
you know what, he's done well, but we'll adjust it. And again, against the Brighton game, and Brighton and Brentford especially, he's gone, right, from what I need in terms of the high-ish line they play, I need Malacia in that back four. He's put Malacia in. Martinez has been one of the best defenders in the league, in my opinion.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's been absolutely outstanding. I think if you look
I do think
his
he's
ball,
got
I think
the
he
weakness
is.
of his height still.
Yeah, but I think if you actually look at the stats in terms of the way he keeps the ball,
he's looked
his
great
ball
in
retention
possession.
it's a joke how good his ball retention and stuff like that is.
Yeah.
Like if he's a midfielder, I honestly, if you're concerned about his height, if Maguire, let's say the World Cup comes around, Maguire's a great tournament, stick Maguire back in defence, put Martinez as a deep player instead of McTominay. McTominay can't pass. Martinez is one of the best passers of the ball, I think, in the Premier League at the moment.
And also, before we end off, obviously we've got the next week of Premier League games. Obviously, as we've got one Tottenham fan and 3 Palace fans, we're going to do our quick prediction for those two. Man City, Tottenham.
Tottenham are known for getting results at City. We're undefeated. I don't think we can handle it, is my brutal honest opinion. I think, you know what, it wouldn't shock me if we got a draw, but considering we're going to be, I think it depends. If we're on a high after the Champions League game and Harry Kane and Son, they're ready, or we rotate, I don't know. I think if we lose or if our players are knackered, my prediction will be Man City 2-1 win. I think they'll get a late winner. I think City will get a late winner.
No, I think it's it'll be difficult for you especially, but I think the way you've got to play, and I think almost that's the way I was going to talk about touching this, is Gabriel Jesus. I think Gabriel Jesus does the same. He drops too deep, in my opinion. I think that's mainly, we talk about Arsenal's performance, I think that's one of the reasons.
You can only do that if you
That's one of the reasons I think Arsenal lost the game on Sunday. And Gary Neville was on commentary going, wow, he was amazing, what an amazing player. I was sat there going, he's too deep. He was shrinking over. Odegaard is the player that makes that team tick. He is shrinking him to a minuscule. When we talk about Haaland, I'm going to go with a. I agree, 2-1
2-1.
I'll go 3-1 City.
It'll be the same game though as the one in February, won't it? It'll be Harry Kane dropping deep. I was talking about this with Forest, the Forest game. Best player on the pitch. I know it might sound mad. Best player for City's team as well was Rodri. From City Haaland's hat-trick against Forest. He's the best player on the pitch. Rodri.
Cancelo was really good
Teams
as well.
cannot get out. Teams cannot get out if you have a player like Rodri in the team, and that's why I think Liverpool really suffer. They really suffer. They have players that can't recycle the ball. Rodri is the best in the world at that. He keeps teams pinned so much. But I think if he also has the initiative to push forward a bit too much, like he was doing with Forest, Kane will drop deep, he'll utilise the spaces that City leave. I think against Liverpool as well.
They're both brilliant tacticians. I think
against Liverpool, I'll be surprised this season if you don't beat Liverpool at least once. Because Liverpool literally need it to step back and go.
We drew with them too. We drew with Liverpool twice last year, beat City twice last year. But so moving to the other side of Manchester, Palace.
Look, Man United have won 4 games in a row. We can't look past that. Do I think Man United are going to be put off with the Palace crowd?
I'm going 2-1 Man.
On a Sunday afternoon?
No.
Not particularly. I think we will get a goal, unlike most of the teams that Manchester United have beaten. Well, how many? They get 2 clean sheets out of 4 of the games that they've won. I think Palace will get a goal. I just don't think we'll have enough to beat Man United with the great run of form they're on. Maybe my prediction may change if something happens on Thursday in the Europa League or something like that. But I think I'm going to say a draw because I just want to back my team.
Optimistic.
Optimistic.
Fair enough.
1-1 draw.
No, I'm going to go 2-0 Man United.
I'll go 2-1 because I think
we're talking about form. I think Zaha. I think the form that Zaha's in. I think we can't pass as well.
Then again, the deadline day as well. We know the story with Zaha in terms of he'll perform, to try and get that move.
Maybe,
after the deadline.
No, I think his form as well. I think is key to Palace. But I think overall, I think we could beat. I think there's a definite chance we could beat them, in my opinion. There's a definite chance. I think there's a definite chance we beat them 2-1. But I think Palace's defence at the moment is in absolute blisters. Mitchell,
it's weird because I like your sentiment partnership, but you seem to be.
Anderson was shocking against Newcastle. Mitchell's been shocking all season.
Gray's
had some stink. Gay, apart from I'd say the Newcastle game is decent, but probably other than that, I can't really think of any game.
I would say
outstanding.
I would say the only solid player we've got in our back line is Anderson.
And Anderson has a stinker against Newcastle.
Yeah.
So we look really weak defensively. I'm fearsome of how good. I think Rashford will not score this week, but I think
he's on good form though.
I think the wide players like Anthony will, and I believe Sancho. If
do you think Ronaldo starts?
No,
because he's Palace's centre-back partner.
I don't think he
doesn't do anything.
I don't think
wants to
he's
say it, that's what he wants. Neither of Anderson and Gay want to get tight to a defender. And they get wrong. Jesus, I talked about him getting deep against Palace and again against Bournemouth as well. He literally pinned a Gay, I think, and Ducore both, and he just rolled them. Yeah. And Gay is so poor at getting rolled. He just literally, he's like one touch and he's up, bang, done. And Gay is so poor at that, and I think maybe that's why I think a few goals can
that will come. I think.
So I think Ronaldo, So I think Ronaldo would be perfect for Man United.
So what's your final prediction then? What's your final prediction?
Some Palace.
You've just gone all Man United brilliant, but 2-1 Palace.
Then again, I'd assume you're all being
because this is the sort of game that Man United rock up and lose.
I just feel like we
need a performance as well to prove to ourselves.
Yeah, but I think you look at the last game of the season. Before that, I don't think we've beaten Man United in the Premier League
before.
I think as well when you look at the spaces they're midfielding. If Casemiro's on the bench again, we've got a definite chance. Eze and
I thought McTominay.
McTominay's so poor. He's so poor. I think overall his build, especially, I think he's really strong. He's really, in terms of actually the way he can tackle, I think he's not bad. He's a midfielder that can't pass.
You know what he looks like
in the modern game? He's so bad.
Everyone knows he had that late growth spurt where he grew like from like 5'10" to like 6'4".
But the thing is with Palace,
but I think that shows in his ability because I think he tries to do stuff. But a big clunky guy and he's losing the ball in stupid positions.
The thing is with Palace though, and I do get slated for this because I make it sound easy, but I just think you've got to have a go. Like when you have a chance, because Man United ain't the sort of team where you can pass it round Martinez, then round Varane, then one-on-one shoot. Like you ain't gonna get that far. So have a go, Palace, please.
I think the spaces they'll leave midfield. Honestly, the game against Brighton, that was the most open midfield I think I've ever seen in the Premier League era. Well, honestly, it was ridiculous.
As I say, we're all excited for the Premier League game this weekend.
Very six.
I think that will conclude.
That will conclude the episode.
We are back again. Anyone tuning in on Spotify, the YouTube video should be up by Friday, Saturday, hopefully.
Just give the video a like, subscribe, and So next time we'll go over obviously the Premier League this weekend. Maybe Wednesday and Thursday's Europa League, Champions League games.
And Champions League games every midweek until Christmas.
Until Christmas. It's ridiculous. It's because of the World Cup. I mean, it's a disgrace the World Cup, but I'll get into that another. I'm sure I'll get into that.
Yeah, that'll be another episode. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.